Good morning, sunshines. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever created a crochet design for yourself, a top or maybe a dress or something, and the fit didn't go the way that you planned it to go? Maybe it was too big or too small. I have definitely done that, even with my own designs. One of the most important things that you can do to get the perfect fit is not by actual size, small, medium, large, extra large, so on. It is taking your own measurements because every single body is different. It's unique. It's wonderful and it's all 100% you. So when you take your own measurements, you can ensure that you get the perfect fit for your body. And today we're going to show you how to do that. If you're new here, my name is Marty, and I am the owner of Flawsome Stitches Crochet. I design both amigurumi and wearables, and I am literally obsessed with all things crochet. I just can't seem to get enough. Let's hop in. Today, I'm going to go over the most important measurements you need to take when you are either doing a crochet pattern and want to make sure you get the most perfect fit for you. When you're designing, certain measurements are important to get the right sizing for your patterns. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's all about you, baby. So let's go over the different measurements that you may need to get the perfect fit for you. Now, when you're doing a by size crochet pattern, it's really important to remember that every body is different. My body is a lot different than my sister's body, even though we share the same DNA. So every body is different, and making sure that you get the perfect fit for you is crucial. So one of the most important is when you're doing a top, we're going to do top first, then we're going to do the bottom. One of the most important is shoulder to shoulder. You need to know how far to go, because if you want your top to be like this one, I wanted it here. You know, if I put sleeves on it, I would have started from here. So you measure from where you want the seam to be right here, and then you measure all the way across. Now you can have somebody else measure you, or you can measure yourself. I don't have the luxury of having somebody else do it for me. I don't know that I want them to do it for me, to be honest. So we're just going to do it as though you're doing it yourself. So you take from here, where I would like the seam to be, to here. If you're doing sleeves, or even if not, you want to make sure that you get the right. So you're going to go from your shoulder down to where you want that to be. So I would suggest, like right here, I can hold on to it. I know if I get my hair out of the way, it's 4 inches from my neck where this is. It's 4 inches. If I can see straight, my glasses are in the way. Yeah, 4 inches. And then you're going to take and go like this. All right. So right now it says 22 inches, right? But that's for my neck. I want to then take off the 4 inches. So that would be 18 inches from my shoulder to my wrist. So whenever I design something, whenever I am creating something for myself, I know that my arm span for my sleeve needs to be 18 inches long. Then the good thing to do is your bust. Now, when you're doing your bust, it's kind of easy to do that one by yourself, because you just come across, you go around your widest area, and that is right here. Then you're going to take your waist, which is for me right here, and then your hips. For me, I have a big booty. So to get my hips, I have to go around my booty and my belly. So those are the major measurements that you need when you are trying to make a top, even the top part of a dress, the top section. Now, another measurement that is very beneficial, especially depending on the neckline that you're making, is your neck width. So to do this, I like to do it from the back, because most of the time when you are making your neckline, it's the back section of the neck that you really need to focus on, because the front is going to do like this rounded section, or it's a V, or even straight across. But to get the back, you go up underneath your hair if you have that issue. And you're going to, I don't know if you can see right here, probably should have put my hair up for this one, but you're going to go from here on this end, mark that, and then you're going to do the same thing on this side right here. I know that it's 9 inches. Now you can do inches or centimeters, whichever is more comfortable for you, but that's what I would suggest. Those are very important measurements just for you to create the pattern that you want or to crochet a pattern that actually fits you rather than just some random basic size. One other measurement that you're going to find useful is from your armpit to whatever length you want your shirt to be. So, for instance, on this shirt, I knew I wanted my pit to be about right here, and then I wanted to go down to where it actually ends. Now, when you're doing, you need to take into account the edging that goes around the bottom. So I wouldn't go all the way down because when you're adding your edge, it's going to increase that length. And that might not be a bad thing. I just want you to be aware of that. So if I was doing a dress, I would do this all the way down to where I wanted my dress length to end. Now, depending on your pattern, depending on what style you're doing, you may, like, for instance, the dress that I'm currently designing, it starts from here. There's no waist, there's nothing like that. It just kind of flows. So I'm going to want to go here and then, where is it? There we go. I'm going to go down like this, holding it tight. And I want my dress to go to about right here, 41. That's going to leave me with plenty of room to add a border if I want that kind of thing. If you want it to go all the way to the floor, you can do that. Just make sure you get from your armpit because whenever you're designing something, you're going to want to make sure that your armpit isn't too loose. I have a bad habit of doing that or too, snug. You don't want to have to squeeze your arms in. You're going to want to measure both around your arm, the widest area of your arm. So for me, that's my wings. Don't judge me on my wings. They used to be muscles. They've gone into retirement. It's fine. We're fine. So I like to go this way because it's easier for me to keep track. And then that's how I get my measurements here and also the measurement for your wrist. So whenever you're doing sleeves, you want to be able to get the right measurement for your wrist. So I would go, don't judge me, y'all. Don't judge me. I would go like this, okay? Now, I personally don't like my sleeves to be super form fitting. I don't want it to be that tight. I want to be able to get my hands in it. So I'm probably going to go a little bit longer. All right. So that would be 10. Uh, my wrist is probably about an 8, maybe. It's probably around an 8. But if I was crocheting a sleeve, I would want it to be at least 10 inches around on the wrist area. Another helpful hint is to give yourself moving allowance. And when I say moving allowance is because you don't want your clothes to fit so snugly that you feel like you're trapped. I don't know about you. I personally don't like my clothes to be that snug. If you do, that's awesome. That's going to make things a lot easier. If you're like me and you want things to be a little on the not baggy side, but you want, room to move, well, then add yourself an inch to 2 inches to whatever measurements you get so that you have that movable allowance. All right. So moving on to bottoms. We already took the waist measurement. We already took the hip measurement. Now, if you're making shorts or you're making pants, for that matter, is something I will never do. I might make a skirt. Dresses, yes. Skirt, yes. Pants, absolutely not. Can you imagine the friction with these legs? Oh, heavens no. We'd start a fire. We don't need any more fires. But if that's something that you want to do for either yourself or for somebody else, make sure you measure your thigh or the thigh area of whoever you're making your thing from. And I'm not going to do this, but you do it the same way that you do your arm. You just wrap it around the widest part of your thigh, and that way you get that measurement there. Again, leave yourself room for movability. Okay, you don't want it so snug that you feel like you're like sucked into it. And then you're going to measure your inseam. Now, your inseam is right here in your crotch area. I know this is going to look fun on video. Right here in your crotch area, down to where you want it. If you want shorts, however long you want your leg section to be, measure all the way down there from your crotch area, right? And so that's pretty much it. If you are making pants and you want the legs to be more form-fitting, of course, do your ankles as well, your thighs, all of that, so that you can get that tapered look that you want. without going overboard. If you want it to be more flared, increase that. Do you see what I'm saying? If you want your, I don't know, kind of bell bottom ish kind of things, don't judge me. Yes, I'm old. It's fine. You can do that as well. Just add from your thigh area. I would go measure your knee, which is just right around here, and then however long you want, how wide you want your pants to be. In a nutshell, that is how to measure yourself and the critical, most important measurements that you need to take to get the very best fit for your next crochet project. See you soon.